Hey campers, Georgia, back in the man cave. I've been looking at some sharp and shinies and I wanted to have a look at another Rough Rider. I really like their new styles of G10 and all the fancied up folders on the old traditionals that they're doing. And they're doing a really good job on it. Unfortunately, I came across something else while I was doing that. This guy. It had all those things except it's not a folder. Let's check it out. So I'm talking about this guy. This is the Rough Rider Code Red Black Bed. And it's a fixed blade, like I said, which kind of surprised me. But I was even more surprised when I took a closer look at it. Got some interesting things to it. Stuff I've never really looked at before. Here it is here. You know, it came with the lanyard. And it's just like one of those bead chains, I like to call them. And it goes on the bottom of the plastic formed sheath. And I thought, well, you know, I like the colors. And we're back to that red and black, which I've always felt is the Rough Rider color. But then I looked at the blade. This is not your normal fixed blade, knife blade. Yeah, it's different. Check it out. So it comes out and look at that. Pretty cool, huh? That's quite a blade on it. And, you know, looking at it right now, you're looking here and, you know, you have your G10 handle, which is really nice. It actually is very comfortable. You know, I was worried about this camel hump here. And look at that choil. I mean, it's different. Look at that. And like I said, that blade, look at it. That's an unusual fixed blade. I've never really seen one like that. Finger, oh, Mary's complaining again. It has your thumb grip or whatever you want to call it on the back. It is full tang. It's very nice. Feels nice. And, you know, this surprised me. It's pretty cool as well. Stays in there pretty good. Let's have a closer look at the specs and whatnot. Mary's just joined us. She's been missing a while, but lately she's been all over this. Can you tell? You're going to sit right in front of it, aren't you? Okay, we're going to have to start this all again. Okay, we got Mary a little amused with her favorite toy there. Otherwise, she's going to sit in front of the camera all day. Back to this guy. And like I said, it got my attention. I wasn't looking for a fixed blade. I mean, I was looking at Rough Rider folders. I wanted to see their new folders and came across this guy. Well, let's look at the specs. As you can see here, it has that unusual blade. It has the G10 handles and it is full tang. And you can see the size of it there in my hand. It's not huge. In fact, it's pretty comfortable. It's about 8.5 inches from the tip to the butt. Not bad. The blade is unusual. You can see that. You can see the shape of that blade. I'm not even sure what you would call it, but you see it has that concave shape. So Mary has passed through and we can now carry on. I need coffee. It's early. Back to that blade. You see it has that deep concave grind on it and then comes to just a nice plain grind. Now, to be honest, when I first got it, I felt the blade. It didn't feel sharp at all. In fact, I was kind of disappointed. You could almost feel that it was blunt. So I stropped it quickly and it made all the difference. But besides that, it is an unusual blade, definitely. And you can see here, the shape of the blade, a sheep's foot. Yeah, a sheep's foot. You know, normally you expect something like a drop point or a spear point, you know, your typical fixed blade knife, totally different. Look at it. And that got my attention. I thought, I've got to look at this. So the blade, like I said, is full tang. It is the 3CR13 stainless steel. The length of the blade, I'm going to say 3 7/8, 4 inches. And that's from the tip to the beginning of the choil here. And speaking of the choil, look at that. It's huge. But that's where the handle and the blade, the way they come together, it's correct because your finger fits right in there. like that, which I thought was very cool, certainly different. There's a lot of things that got my attention on this. And on the blade there, they say, it says Rough Rider and then China. Yeah, well, shock and horror there. I like this. When it comes to fixed blades, I'm a bushcraft style of knife. I like that. I don't like the big guys. I have a camp knife, which is huge, which is my Knives of America up there, the bush camp. And I got to tell you, it's a really good camping knife, but it's not a bushcrafter. This is, I want to say, a right in-betweener. That blade length is pretty big. It's a nice size. It's a little bit bigger than a bushcraft knife and a little bit smaller than a camp knife. It's a right in-betweener. And I like it. The blade shape, I'm not sure. I'd like to test it. The problem is that we had so much snow over the past couple of days. I can't get out into the South 40 to my usual sit down and outdoor workbench do things with. I just can't get there. Maybe I'll find a piece of wood and we can cut it up. We'll see. But like I said, it's a sheep's foot, full tang. The blade thickness, 0.15 of an inch. It's solid. It's a nice, thick blade. Battening this, I wouldn't have a problem with. So as far as camping and bushcraft, it'll do the job there. And I'm pretty sure if I clean up this blade, I'll be able to feather with. And like I said, I stropped it because it came kind of dull. I was kind of disappointed in it. But that stropping made a huge difference. The handle, like I said, is G10. It's this black G10. And if you look at it, it's pretty plain. It has that, you can see it has the little dimples on it. It's kind of smooth, but it's not slippery smooth. As thin as this handle is, and I really struggle with that, with a thin handle like that, the size of this, and like I may have mentioned before, when you look at the handle of a knife and you grab it, your fingers here should be touching the pad of your hand. Then it's the right size handle for you. Well, this does. On a lot of those big thin blades with the big thin handles, my fingers are sitting like that. It's very uncomfortable. This is a good size for me. So, I really like that. The pins, there's 2 pins in here and you can see that. Just your regular stainless steel pins, nice and solid. It does have a lanyard hole on the blade, well, the back of the knife here. It's very nice. I really like this. I'm impressed. And, it has the red G10 liners on there. See that? Nice touch. I really like this for Rough Rider. This to me, if somebody showed this to me, I'd go, wow, that's a Rough Rider, just because of the colors, because that's the way I think of them. Oh, I just realized I'm matched. I'm all Rough Rider today. I'm pretty much Rough Rider every day. There it is. Very nice. Now, the other thing is the sheath. I like a leather sheath. I've never really been into the plastic Kydex type sheaths. I've always felt that they're tactical. They're not really a bushcrafty style or anything like that. But I took a chance on this one because when I looked at it, the picture was like this, and all I could see was the red, and I thought, ooh. And then they showed the back, and I was like, wow, look at that. That was another thing that got my attention. If you look at the back here, where the sheath is, the way it's mounted, this is mounted for a straight down, hang on your belt. The clip, it's solid. It's not going to come off. And the way they designed it, if you look here, this piece here goes all the way around. You see there? And it comes in. So once you put it on, your belt's going to sit right there. It's not going to come off. It's not going to slip off or anything like that. The nice thing is you can take it off your belt without having to undo your belt. Thought that was a nice touch. The other thing I noticed is this here. See that? Now, I suppose I should get a screwdriver and show you. Let's see how it looks. Okay, I got my handy dandy screwdriver and I'm going to loosen these screws off and see what it looks like when you turn it the other way. So I've loosened it off. That obviously not enough. loosen it off a lot. Oh, there we go. So you can turn it this way. Now, when you put it on your belt, it's a side mount. It's not a down, it's horizontal. Go on your back. Now, looking at this, going on your back, I'm pretty sure you can. You can switch it to left or right-handed, left or right side. There's only two screws holding it in, and you can see them here, and it's matched. So I'm pretty sure you could take it off and put it on the other side. It's just going to be a different color showing, and it would fit in your belt. So you'd put it on your belt like this with the knife in, so it would be sitting horizontal. In your back, you can draw it from your back, left-handed. If you are right-handed and you want to use it that way, obviously you would take this off, put it that way, it would be mounted like that, be on the back, pull it out with your right hand. Like that idea. They've done a good job on this. They've really covered a lot of things. So I'm impressed. I got to say, Rough Ryder, I like them for their traditional knives, and I still do. I love their traditional folders, the Barlows, sod busters, canoes, hunters, liner locks, no locks, slip joints, all that stuff, the traditional stuff. I like them for that. But then they came out with a new series. They started looking at G10 and modifying the traditionals to newer, more modern, probably better material and styles, and being more up to date, which I think for any business who's in knives should be doing that if you want to stay in it. This day and age, the younger generations, I'm old, they looking at more modern, what they used to, that traditional style. They may get them, but as a usable knife, they want modern, up-to-date stuff. And if you look, the general knives today out there, folders and fixed blade, are becoming more modern. All the manufacturers are doing that. And you have to stay in business, you've got to keep up with it. If you don't, you're going to be out of business in a hurry, because if you don't keep up the latest trend, you're lost. So I think Rough Ryder doing this is a great idea. And they've really done it well. I've noticed that a lot of knife makers who make fixed blade, especially the ones I look at, seem to spend everything on the knife, and then they just put a random sheath with, and they're never very good. It's all about the knife. Here, it's all about everything. Now, the weight of this, I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. And here it is here. It's a fixed blade. It's big. It's heavy. I'm not a neck guy. Let me take your hat off first, George. Hang it around my neck. Now, you all know Lee, who I go on walkabouts and camping with. He's a big neck guy. He hangs all his knives on his neck. And what he does is he puts it inside so it doesn't flop around, inside his shirt, kind of, between the buttons type thing. I've never done that, and I've never really thought about it. I've always carried it on my belt. I've always felt more comfortable about it. I'm going to show this to Lee. I'm going to take it with me to work and show him and see what he thinks of it. Now, he's a bushcrafty guy. He's very good. He's very knowledgeable. He loves the outdoors, and he's got a lot of information to share with people. I'll be interested to see what he's going to say about this. It's right in between tactical and outdoorsy, bushcrafty, and a camp knife. The sheath makes it look tactilish, whatever. It looks like a tactical knife to me anyway, because of the sheath. Like I said, I've never been this style sheath guy, but this is turning me. This is a good idea. And I've got to be honest, it's in there good. To get it out, it would take a lot. And having it on your neck, it's not going anywhere. So that works. And like I said, it is formed. You can see it has formed. I don't know over time if it'll loosen. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Time will tell. But I do like this knife. I've got to cut something with it. I tried to cut paper before with it, and it was a disaster. I've got a piece of paper here, and I really struggled with it. You could see it it got caught. It didn't do it. I stropped it and it sliced a bit. Let me see if I can do that again. It's not really designed for this. It's a camp knife. It's a fixed blade. Cutting a piece of paper is not what you want it to do. And, you know, it does it. Doesn't do a great job. It's furry. I've got to cut a piece of wood. Here's some basswood. I don't really want to cut that. I need that for something. Here's a piece of pallet construction wood, if you want to call it. And indoor knife. I wrote on there. Oh, why I did that, I don't know. And I'm just going to get the corner here and see if it'll curl. And it is. It curls nicely. Does a good job. This wood is iffy. Like I said, it's not outdoorsy wood. It's been through the process. But it does it just fine. Not bad. And it's comfortable in my hand. I'm surprised. I didn't think it would be. So you can see that. Very cool. Did its job. And I made a mess. Again, but this winter I've been doing that a lot in the man cave. Making nice knife. I like this. The other thing, Rough Rider, true to the tradition, good quality. I mean, those liners, they're on there solid. It's got some nice weight to it. Surprisingly, how much did I pay for this? Well, that much. That's the price of a folder, a budget folder for that, with that. Not sure you can beat that value. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back again soon. I've been trying to vary my videos. When I say vary my videos, what I'm showing you. I really got into folders for a long time. I didn't look at my fixed blade stuff, and this got me back. I like that. You know, I've done a couple of other fixed blades. But don't get me wrong, folders is where I'm going back to. I'll be showing those. I just wanted to vary it up for you. And I thought this was very, very interesting. And truth be told, I kind of like it. I'm thinking a neck knife on a walkabout. You know, your day trip walkabout, do a cup of coffee type thing and a couple of chores. I've also been doing some shorts. You know, like I said, you just as with companies, people who do YouTube videos, you want to stay in the game. You got to go with what's trending. And I got to tell you, shorts are huge. I'm not very good at it. Maybe with some practice over time, I'll get better. I'll try to keep them as simple as possible. But I found that I get a lot of views. Obviously, they're shorts. They get thousands. And it picks up subscribers, surprisingly. But those very same subscribers are probably just short people. And I don't mean shorts video people. I just like making videos and showing people my sharp and shiny stuff and anything else I'm doing out. Keeps me out of trouble. Gives me something to do on snow days like this. Just saying. You will be safe out there. Especially with these guys. Thanks for watching. And you all be safe out there. See you again soon.